recently I've been thinking about a lot of the new shows that have been on the networks. There have been a lot of horrible ideas coming on the airwaves. Stuff like Breadwinners and Sanji and Craig and Untold Grandpa, which I absolutely cannot stand. And with the exception of the Double Dare episode of Sanji and Craig, I cannot get into any of these three shows more than a few minutes without being turned off by how poorly animated, how stupid, how nonsensical and weird and bizarre and stupid and idiotic these shows are. Shows like Teen Titans Go, I gave a lot more chances than the general public did, and they were almost good, but always ruined their episodes at the end with some kind of ridiculous joke or gag or something that completely ruined the entire episode and made me hate the series more and more as it went on. But there have been a couple of shows that have been promising. Steven Universe I've heard a lot of good things about, although I haven't given it a try yet. And that's because the commercials don't put it in a good light. The art style looks weird, and the character seems to be one of those whiny, random characters that I never enjoy when I see them in a series. But that's not to say that the show itself is bad. If this many people online are praising the series, there must be something good about it, therefore I should give it a chance. Eventually. I'm holding back on it for the same reason that I held back on Adventure Time, which I do enjoy Adventure Time, but maybe I should be giving this another chance. Just right now, my interest isn't caught into it quite enough. Then there's Over the Garden Wall, with Christopher Lloyd as a voice actor, and you can't go wrong with that, except for in Food Fight. But in this particular case, Over the Garden Wall seems to be a much better story. I did see the first part of it, and it seems like it's going someplace interesting. However, I've chosen to wait until the thing is done in its entirety so that I can see all of the episodes back to back, rather than watching them one at a time, separated by many weeks in between. And recently we had the promo or prank, I'm not sure which to call it yet, for Apple Bloomers. I did a previous video on that. Whether it's parody or whether it's taking itself serious, it's hard to tell. If this is a legitimate series and not a prank series, then it could be to compete with the other thing that I just saw that I thought was pretty interesting. And that is Star versus the Forces of Evil. And when I first saw Star and the Forces of Evil, I didn't know exactly where it was going, if it was going to be serious or if it was going to be ridiculously stupid. It's both. This is a series that should, by all rights, be something that I hate because it contains all of the things that I don't like. But this series makes all of those stale, old, stupid, dumb jokes and idiotic gags become funny and actually work because they put just the right twist into it, and they put the characters in just the right light where you actually care about them and actually feel like the characters are in the right with their actions, as opposed to when the characters are being stupid or mean or cruel or total jerks or something. This is actually a series where everything is done just right to be funny and to be a hit and to be interesting. And on top of all that, it actually shows signs of good continuity, and it's brought in quality voice actors. So I can't say for certain what Star Versus will be in the long term, like how many episodes can they go on without evolving the characters? How long will the dad of the outsider visiting Earth, being ignorant to our culture and making mistakes by being hyper and careless, how long that will work as the series goes on? But what makes it work, even in the short term, what makes it work is that Star feels bad and becomes apologetic when she makes mistakes, as opposed to being a jerk and being an idiot, which is what you get in Fairly Odd Parents with Timmy Turner. And the people around Star care about her, as opposed to Fairly Odd Parents, where everyone treats Timmy like trash. So for Star Versus, we have finally a success. And compare that to Kung Fu Panda, which does interesting things, but that's way too formulaic. Pac-Man, which starts out interesting, but becomes way too predictable. Strawberry Shortcake and Dan Versus, which I really enjoyed, but because of the popularity of My Little Pony, don't seem to be on the air anymore. Adventure Time, which I couldn't get into when the first few episodes came out, but drew me in with its later episodes, and then started to lose me again with its current season. And there are many other examples of TV shows out there to discuss. Gravity Falls has been hitting it out of the park with every single episode. Phineas and Ferb still makes me laugh, doesn't come on frequently enough for me to truly appreciate it. When it does come on, it's still funny, but when you really look at it in the long term, it's gotten way too formulaic, but it does know how to treat its fans right and give the fans what they want. Phineas and Ferb was good at one time, but it feels like they're running out of ideas and they don't have anything left to present. If it's going to continue to be good and move back up the scale of quality, they have to take chances and do something new and something original with the characters and make me care about them again. I think they reached the absolute pinnacle of best storytelling ever when they took a peek into the future of the characters and depicted them at the high school graduating, heading to college stage of their lives. And if it was on TV instead of on Netflix, I would put Inspector Gadget 2.0 right under Phineas and Ferb. It's the same old corny stuff that made the original series good. It's trying to sound like it has continuity to the original series because it's showing a passage of time, and it has Tara Strong as one of the voice actors. But because it's on Netflix, I can't watch it casually on television and have to catch episodes through YouTube as they come out that way. So I can't count it among the TV shows, because this whole topic's been on what airs on TV, not what airs on the internet. Spider-Man, Hulk, and Avengers, they still tell good stories, but they're playing it way too safe. Before Disney bought Marvel, the Marvel animated series had a perfect balance of comedy, action, adventure, drama, romance, danger and other qualities to keep the story interesting and suspenseful. In the post-Disney buying Marvel era, the shows now feel like they're playing it too safe. The heroes will always win. Nothing will ever be more dramatic or more dangerous than what they can deal with, and nobody has romantic relationships anymore. It really feels like there's still fun in the series, but nothing that makes me look forward to seeing the next episode. There's also shows on Adult Swim, like Robot Chicken, which I still find good occasionally, but I'm finding more and more frequently that the writing is just not my style of humor anymore. And there's shows like Rick and Morty and everything else on Adult Swim that's not anime, and I'm just not watching them because they're not drawing my attention from the commercials. Even though they're getting praise too, I'm not curious enough to give in and check them out yet. I'd also like to say real fast that I don't like Wander Over Yonder. I know it's a Lauren Faust show and all that, but she doesn't always bring hits to the table. I find the main character of the series to be far too oblivious of his own actions to be an interesting character. Anyhow, where would I rate what I'm watching today? I would put My Little Pony up on the top, because not only do I get excited for that, but I watch it continuously over and over again and still enjoy it. Then I would take Gravity Falls, because that's very compelling, very good storytelling, very good continuity, very interesting characters, great, excellent character development. But once the mysteries of Gravity Falls are solved, they lose rewatchability. Then I would go Ninja Turtles, because that's super awesome and it always gets better with every new episode, and I've never seen a bad episode ever. Star Wars Rebels would be next on the list. It's a really great thing that they're doing with the Star Wars characters. There's been a lot of cameos. The best appearance has been from Lando Calrissian. It's been telling a really good story. It's annoying to me that the Star Wars continuity got tossed out when Disney bought the franchise, but now they're making a new continuity, we're telling good stories with it. Then I would take Star Versus, and that's funny, it makes me laugh, and so far it's doing very well. Although I'm not sure how it will go in the future. And then after Star Versus, I would put Phineas and Ferb on the bottom of the favorites list. Please comment in the section below. Thank you for watching, and good night.